Amanda Kelly is the Director of Small Business Training at Southeast Kentucky Economic Development. She leads SCED's training department and is an experienced training director, social media manager, and small business coach. She's worked for SCED since 2015 and has developed their social media or their social marketing program, Be Boss Online. Amanda is an incredible resource, and you might have seen her speak for us before. She spoke at our direct marketing summit a couple of weeks ago. I saw her speak last week for the UK Market Ready program. And she is just great at all things marketing. So we'll go ahead and turn it over to Amanda.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dakota. I appreciate the great introduction. I'm checking out the poll. It's what I expected. A lot of Instagram, a lot of Facebook, a little bit of TikTok, a little bit of Pinterest, and a handful are using email marketing, which is awesome. And quite a few, yes, but not as frequently, and then no, but thinking about it. So I think you'll enjoy today's session. We're going to talk a little bit about email marketing and a number of other things. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, hopefully everybody can see that okay. And as we're going through, if you've got questions, please put them in the chat. I would love to. I'll stay as long as you guys want me to, and discuss whatever issues you're having. But basically today we're going to be talking about a tune-up. So you know how to do digital marketing, you know how to use social media, but let's go through and make sure we've got all of the bases in place so that you can really build off of that and continue to grow your marketing. See if I can get it to switch slides here. So the topics we're going to talk about today, first is local search engine optimization. If people can't find you, they can't buy from you. So we're going to talk about making sure that people are able to find you online and then find you in person. We're going to talk a little bit about social media, some different platforms, and particularly how to find your target customer, because social media is one of those things that you can really target the exact person that you want when you're showing your ads specifically. We'll go into email marketing. So we'll talk about how that can be beneficial to your cut flower business and how you can use it to grow your customer base, but also to keep those current customers engaged with your business. We're going to talk about a website. So if you've got a website, that's awesome. If you don't, but you've been thinking about it, we'll talk a little bit about why it's important for your business. And then lastly, we're going to go through some analytics. So we're going to talk about how to measure what you're doing, how to make sure that the effort that you're putting in is producing the results that you expect. So looking at our goals for social media and for digital marketing, obviously, if we all had an abundance of time, we wouldn't have to worry about what we're spending that time on. But time is very valuable and limited. So we want to make sure that what we're spending our time on is producing the results that we want. Setting our goals for digital marketing and for everything else helps us make sure that we're staying on path to reach those goals. So first of all, the first goal is awareness. We need people to know who we are, where we are, how to find us, and what we have available. The next one is engagement. Social media is a great tool to be able to engage with your customers. Used to, the only way you had that engagement opportunity was when they were in front of you and you were talking to them face to face. And that was a limited amount of time. Now with social media, you really have more access to your customers than ever before. So we'll talk about engagement, and then of course, sales. I mean, the whole purpose of this is to drive sales. We want people to be able to purchase your products and services from you. So there's a handful of different types of digital marketing, and we're gonna spend some time. We're gonna talk about video. I don't know how everybody feels about video, but if you're not doing video, you're missing out. So we will talk about video. We're going to talk about email marketing. We're going to talk about local search optimization. We'll talk a little bit about remarketing, and remarketing is creating audiences for your Facebook page that you can specifically show ads to that have already engaged in your business. So obviously, if you're showing ads to somebody who is already shown an interest and engaged with your business, there's a higher probability of them converting to sales, which is what we want. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on search engine marketing, social paid ads, forum engagement, or influencer marketing, but those are other options for digital marketing. So really, the only difference between marketing and digital marketing is how you do it. So digital marketing is just regular marketing, but on the internet. It's not more complicated than that. And, people throw around these keywords and things, digital marketing, like it's some kind of big secret club. It's not. We're just connecting with our audience at the right place and the right time via the internet. That is all it is. So don't get so wrapped up in these terms, and I'll give you a little secret. Folks try to make this harder than it is. And the folks that are doing it are the ones that are charging you to have them do it for you. We don't have to overcomplicate this. This is all about serving our customers' needs and using the internet to help facilitate that. So to give you an idea of why digital marketing is helpful, this is the cost of marketing per 1,000 views with these different types of formats. So direct mail, broadcast TV, magazine, newspaper, radio, billboards, and social media. Now, with direct mail, you can choose who those direct mail pieces go to. So you can pick a zip code, you can pick a neighborhood, you can drill down to specific people if you want to. But the cost to do that is pretty exorbitant. $57, to get 1,000 views in direct mail is really expensive for any business. But evidently, car lots and furniture stores seem to think it works because that's what we get. So then you've got broadcast TV, magazines, newspaper, radio, and billboards. Those do work. However, you have no control over who is viewing what those 1,000 views are. So with a billboard, you have no control over who's driving past that billboard and looking at it. Now, you can put it in a strategic place to help you, but at the end of the day, it's whoever's on the road. With social media, you can really, really target who you're showing your ads to. So I can say that I want to show my ads to women between the ages of 40 and 75 who own their home, and I can pick other demographics to drill down on based on who I know my best customers are. And by doing that, you're showing those 1,000 views to people that you know are already apt to buy your products. You're not showing it to just everybody. That's never the goal of marketing. You don't want to just blanket everybody. You want to drill down and find your niche, find those people that are going to have the highest probability of purchasing your flowers. That's the goal. So if you pay $2.50 per 1,000 views and you sell $1,000 worth of flowers, that's a great return on investment. So we've got to look at marketing in that form. Anytime we spend money on marketing, it needs to generate money for the business. Marketing is no longer a line item on a budget. It is now something that is measurable. And we can understand that if we put X number of dollars into marketing, it's going to give us X number of dollars in sales. So looking at the journey of our customer, first of all, they have to be aware of our business, our flowers, our products. They have to consider purchasing from us, and they can do this in the form of seeing a picture on social media, going to our website, getting our email marketing newsletter, any of these forms. And then finally, they make that purchase, which is great. So you've got them as a customer. Now it's important that we are able to retain them so that they keep purchasing from us. But the ultimate goal is beyond retention, it's advocacy. We want these customers to be telling all of their friends, everybody that they know, how much they love our flowers, how beautiful they are, how long they've lasted, how great they smell, all the things. And by creating these advocates for our business, we're essentially creating a marketing team that doesn't cost us money. So these people are going out and they're telling their friends who are probably a lot like them that they got these great flowers and they love them and their friends should check them out too. So they're bringing you new customers without you having to do anything above and beyond what you're already doing. So that's really where we're trying to get to, is we're trying to find those advocates and really nurture them so that they continue to advocate for our business. So because time is limited, we don't have a marketing team of 50 people that we can call on to do all of these different things. We've got to pick the ones that are going to be the most beneficial for what we're doing. And really, that's the top 3 on this list. Email marketing is number 1. I know that's going to be a little bit surprising. Email marketing works. Social media marketing is 2, and search engine optimization is 3. So search engine optimization is really a focus on local search engine optimization so that you're showing up on maps. And when somebody searches for fresh cut flowers near me, you are the first one showing up, or you're at least 1 or 2 on there. Social media marketing is paid ads on Instagram and Facebook. Email marketing is just what it sounds like. You're sending out a newsletter, you're sending out a coupon, you're sending out something via email to your marketing list. Local search engine optimization is where this comes into play. Your information, and if you've ever heard me speak, I drill this in on every single presentation I do, no matter what we're talking about, because of the importance of it. Your information needs to match exactly across every single platform. So in this case, we've got station 211 at 211 South Main Street. In the option on the bottom, we've spelled out South, we've spelled out street. The search engines aren't smart enough yet, which is hard to believe if you've been on Chat GPT or TinyWow or any of those things. But the search engines aren't smart enough yet to understand that S and South are the same. So you've got to make sure that across every platform, your information is exactly the same. There's an easy way to do this. You can go to moz.com/products/local and do a free search. When you do that free search, this is going to come up. It's going to show you on Google Search, Google Maps, Facebook, Bing, and then a whole bunch of other places that you've never heard of, whether or not your information matches. Now, SCED's address is 2292 South Highway 27, Somerset, Kentucky. There are a bajillion different ways to write South Highway 27 in Somerset. So I actually had to physically write down in a notebook how we were spelling it out on every platform so that I can make sure it's the same. Now, when I took this screenshot, we weren't listed on Bing. I've since fixed that. But go on there and take a look at where your information matches and where it doesn't, or where nothing was found that should have been, and go fix that. And then come back and run the search again. Moz is going to give you the option to let them fix it for you. Don't pay them money to do something that will take you 10 minutes. Go through, make sure everything matches on all your platforms, all your profiles, and you'll be good to go. So once you've got that portion of your local search engine optimization taken care of, that's really, really important. You've also got to make sure your Google business listing is set up. And if you have a Google business listing, awesome. If you don't, it's going to show up on this previous screen for Google Search and Google Maps. So make sure that your Google business listing is set up. It's free, doesn't cost you a thing. You add pictures to it just like you do on Facebook and Instagram. You put your hours, you put your email, you put all of your contact information. make sure you're set up. You can do this. You can set it up on Maps or in Google search. It's really easy. If you need help with it, reach out to me. I am more than happy to walk you through it. It's makes all the difference in the world when people are trying to find you that aren't necessarily aware of your business. So finding your target customers. I have a worksheet and I'm more than happy to share it with you guys. If you want, I can send it out in an email and it can get distributed. But about defining your target customer. And when I say target customers, I want you to picture a name and a face of the person who is your best customer. This is the person who purchases from you, that advocates for your business, and causes you very, very little headache. We all have those customers that they buy, they purchase from us, but they take so much of our time that it's almost not worth it. So find those customers that are your very, very, very best customers and figure out what their age is, what's their gender, income, family status, education, occupation, what other interests and hobbies do they have outside of cut flowers. Make a list of those people because those are the people that we're going to target if we run ads on Facebook or Instagram. We want to make sure that we're targeting only the very best so that we can find clones of the very best and have more of them. You know, Facebook, when you're running an ad, you can drill down and pick exactly who you're showing an ad to, but you can also create a copycat audience. So you can create an audience that is very similar to the one that you already have on Facebook, just other people. So it'll find those demographics that match and it will create a whole new audience for you to market to. So this isn't going to come as a surprise to anybody, I don't think. 90% of US internet users use email. Just about everybody I know that's on the internet uses email. I don't think I know anybody who doesn't have an email address at this point. About 72% are on social media. That's really about 75 now, depending on which research poll you look at. 73% are on YouTube. If you're using TikTok, YouTube is another great place to put your videos. It works. People are on YouTube. And depending on the demographic that you're trying to target, you may have a better chance of targeting your demographic on YouTube than you do TikTok. TikTok's a little bit younger target. YouTube is an older target. So depending on what who you're trying to market to, don't discount YouTube. 68% of US adults are using Facebook, no surprise there. 37 are on Instagram. So obviously Instagram has a lower reach than Facebook, but they're owned by the same company. So a lot of times you can anything you put on Instagram can go be pushed to Facebook and you get the same kind of insights on your Instagram posts as you do on your Facebook posts. So you're able to really see what works with your audience. For cut flower growers, you're very, very visual. Your words aren't as important as the pictures that you're taking. So for this reason, Instagram is a really important platform for you. Same holds true for somebody who has a restaurant. Instagram is going to be really, really important for that niche. So don't discount Instagram just because it has a lower reach. It is still a really, really powerful platform for you to utilize. Pinterest comes in at 28%. So Pinterest is a little bit funny because it's not exactly a social media, but it kind of is. So it's like a place to store. It's like a virtual filing cabinet for all the things that you're interested in. And because of that, it becomes a great place. I use a ton for recipes. And for flowers are the same way. You can store ideas or pictures, things that you like. So don't discount Pinterest. Snapchat is probably not something that is going to benefit cut flower growers. If you like using it, keep using it, but I wouldn't spend my time learning that platform if you're not using it already. So why do you need more than Facebook? This is a question that I get asked a lot by the businesses that I work with. And people have been using Facebook as a website, as a place to put all of their information where people can find it. But about 59% of consumers really prefer to see your information in multiple places before they're going to contact that business. It's nice to see the Google business listing. It's nice to see the website. It's nice to see the Facebook page, the Instagram page. Really, that's probably enough. But if you have others, that's great too. The other big problem with Facebook is it has full control over your followers and your page. If for whatever reason Facebook decides that you have violated one of their bajillion and two rules, they can turn off your page, they can kick you off the platform, they can keep you from starting a new page. They have full control. You have zero control. If you wake up tomorrow morning and Facebook has turned off your page, you don't have access to your followers anymore. So you've got to have other channels that you can reach your customers if something happens with Facebook. And ultimately, Facebook's not going to last forever, right? Social media comes and goes. It's a cycle. Facebook has lasted a whole lot longer than any other one, but you can be sure that there's going to be something new that comes out and eventually takes over Facebook. And what is that something new going to be? We don't know. But what we do know is something new is coming. So you've got to have multiple ways to reach your customers so that you can pivot to new platforms as needed. Email marketing is super vital for this. Having your website, really email marketing, build your email marketing list. We'll talk more about email marketing here in a minute. So this is a slide that shows the most visited websites in October of 22. I'm sorry, yeah, 22. Google, YouTube, Facebook are the top three. Twitter is 4. I don't recommend small businesses spending the time on Twitter. Twitter is great for big brands, and it's great for customer service for big brands. It's great for entertainment. It does not work well for marketing small businesses. It's just not the right platform. So if you like Twitter and use Twitter, that's awesome. But don't take the time to learn the new platform if you're not already using it. It's not going to be valuable enough to make it worth your while. Instagram is 5. You've got TikTok at 19, and then LinkedIn down at 22. So you get the idea of what's popular and what works. It's Google, it's YouTube, it's Facebook, it's Instagram. TikTok's coming. It's getting there. It's building up steam, and it may eventually take over Facebook. We don't know. But TikTok is all about video. YouTube is all about video. Facebook should be a lot about video. Instagram as well. You've got to be using video. If you're not, you're missing out. People love to watch videos. Use video. I really, really like live video. It's a little scary at first, but I promise after you do it a few dozen times, it gets easy. Don't ever go back and watch your lives. Just make your video, put it out there, let it roll. Don't sweat. Don't go back and critique yourself. Let your personality come through. Don't try to be super professional or somebody that you're not in real life. Let people know your personality is going to be the same on video as what they meet in person. So be authentic. Something businesses that I work with a lot, they get frustrated when they don't see the immediate return on investment for their digital marketing efforts. We need to understand that digital marketing, if we were to put it in a baseball game, what we're trying to do are base hits. We're trying to have little wins that add up to big success for our business. We're not trying to hit home runs. We're certainly not trying to hit grand slams. We are just trying to make base hits to eventually score some runs and win the game. That's what we're trying to do. So when somebody says, well, I don't go viral, so what I'm doing is not working. Well, first of all, viral is not a concrete place. It's an opinion. So folks get wrapped up in what viral is, but in reality, Facebook pages with fewer than 10,000 fans on average have a 0.31% engagement rate. That's one engagement for every 232 followers of that Facebook page. That's really not a lot. So this is a business that I work with pretty regularly. On this particular post, based on their followers, they have about a 6.9% engagement rate. But when you look at the numbers, they got 1,200 impressions, almost 1,200 post reach, 207 engagements. It's not super impressive. I guarantee you, folks watching this right now have had better posts, better reach, better engagement than this particular post. This is a win. This got in front of 6.9% of people on their page. That's great. You notice on this super cute puppy, right? Super cute puppy. That's my puppy. She doesn't look like that anymore. But we've got her in this cooler. We do this post. Yes, they sell this cooler, but they're not saying anything about selling this cooler. They're just posting something that is super cute and fun to look at. And you happen to notice that it's in a nice looking Orca cooler. So we're doing marketing here without blatantly doing marketing. We're showing something that who doesn't love a puppy? And then the puppy happens to be in a product that we're selling. We're not going to say anything about it. We're just going to kind of leave it there and let you think about it. So this is a good example of a solid post on Facebook. The other thing that is available on Facebook are your insights. These insights are so valuable. If you're not looking at your insights for your posts, you need to start doing that right now. So Meta Business Suite they include both Facebook and Instagram if you've got them linked, and you can see how each post is doing. And with that information, you can decide whether or not you need to do more of that type of post, less of that type of post, what you can change to make things better. So, we've got a great post here for new item, Bear Mountain, something. 1,300 reach, 22 likes and reactions. So what about that post worked so well? Was it maybe these cute little lights that they used? Possibly. So let's try that in another post and see if it works as well. Try to dissect your posts and figure out what was it about that post that really caught your audience's eye. So the other thing that you can see is you can look at a timeline of your posts. This is Instagram reach, and you can actually click on a certain place where you've got a spike and see what was posted that day. So you can see this. Listen to Paisley. This is their daughter. She's on there. She does funny dances. She's very entertaining. She's very engaging. And that resonated really well with their audience. So guess what we do? We do more of those types of posts, which is great. So again, this is about hitting base hits. This isn't about going viral. This is about increasing our reach, talking to our customers, reaching our customers, and having them engage with us. So some social media marketing tips: create some urgency by using strong marketing words when you're, especially on Facebook. On Instagram, you can do less with words, more with pictures, but sale, free, limited time, limited supply, all of those types of words. Ask questions. Post with questions have about a 92% higher comment rate. We're trying to increase that engagement, so that back and forth conversation. So we make a post with a question. Doesn't have to be about flowers. It can be, what's your favorite thing to eat on Easter? It can be something completely unrelated to your business, but it engages your customers. People love to talk about what they like to do. Let them talk and then respond to them and keep that conversation going back and forth, because then Facebook and Instagram are going to increase your reach organically without having to pay. 80-20 rule: 80% of your posts really should be social, 20% should be marketing your product. That's a super hard ratio to get to, especially for businesses. Really shoot for 50-50. If you can do 50% social, 50% product, that'd be great. Always respond to customer interactions, good and bad, within 24 hours. If it's bad, say, please call me. Let's talk. Let's work it out. Don't ever engage in a back and forth bad review or comment online. When you're doing posts on social media, this is a perfect question to ask yourself. Is what I'm sharing useful, interesting, informative, entertaining, or will it help my audience connect with me or my brand? If the answer is no, do not post it. Your social media for your business is different than your social media for your personal. Do not confuse the two. If you have very strong feelings politically, one way or the other, and you post something on your business page, you are alienating half of your audience. That does you no good. Anything you want to post on your personal page, that's fine. But keep your business page about your business, keep it about positive things. Try not to alienate half of your audience. Posting quotes could be inspirational quotes, could be something that's important to you, doesn't matter. Behind the scenes photos, people absolutely love behind the scenes photos. Offers and discounts. You can do a competition announcement. If a fellow cut flower farm has something going on this weekend and you don't, you can put their information out there. Work together. Videos, I think I've stressed that already a little bit, but do videos. And recycled content. If you have a post from last year that did awesome, let's reuse it. No reason to recreate the wheel. Be a good friend on social media. So it's easy to get caught up in it's a business page. I'm not going to treat it like my personal page. But if you want more comments, you've got to respond to the comments that you get. If you want more shares, you've got to thank those people that are sharing your content. Treat others the way you want to be treated, and like, comment, and share other people's content too. And if you need help, ask your audience. If you need Google reviews, ask your audience. People want to help the businesses that they like. Ask them for help and they will help you. Here's some examples of digital marketing done right. Research and development. This is a boutique that is asking their users, their followers, to vote on what they want to buy in the store before they purchase it to bring it to the store. So they're getting information from their customers about what's going to sell before they make the purchase. Brilliant. This is ProTrade saying thank you for buying a rather expensive grill. It's about engaging your audience. You're making them feel special because you're posting them on your Facebook page. Make sure that they know you're posting it, make sure it's okay, and then ask them to share it. Sometimes you can tag the people in the picture, sometimes you can't, depending on their privacy policies, but always ask them to share it. People are more than willing to share stuff like this. And that gets you in front of a whole new audience that you didn't have access to beforehand. Email marketing. Let's talk about that for a few minutes. It's cost effective. You can automate it, which takes time. It takes you from having to spend time doing this. It's measurable. You own your contacts. Facebook can't take them away. On average, for every $40 that you spend, or I'm sorry, for every dollar you spend in email marketing, you'll see about $40 in return. People are 3 times more likely to share content on social media when they are receiving email marketing as well. And it's about 40 times more effective than Facebook and Twitter at acquiring new customers. So this is something that you've got to utilize. You can automate welcome emails. You've got to use an email marketing platform, MailChimp, Constant Contact, and there's about 50 others. But you've got to use one of those platforms to be able to automate. But you can set it up to where when somebody signs up for your newsletter, you can automatically send them a welcome email. Maybe there's a coupon in there. Maybe there's an offer in there. Maybe it's just, hey, thanks for signing up. This is what you can expect in the future from our farm. Send out a newsletter about what's happening. Maybe you just do this a few times a year when big things are happening, but always do it. New products that you're offering. So say, maybe you've expanded the types of flowers you're offering. You can put that in there. Event promotion. If you're going to be at the farmer's market, if you're going to be anywhere selling flowers. Educational information. So you can put information in there about how to properly care for the flowers once you get them home. And then you can always do happy birthday or anniversary announcements if that's information you're collecting from your audience. So what should you include in your email? A clear call to action always. Tell your audience exactly what you want them to do. If you have an e-commerce store, you want them to go on and buy something. If you want them to come visit you at the farmer's market, tell them that. If you want them to go to your website, tell them that. Be crystal clear on what you want them to do. Make sure your emails are mobile friendly. Usually, if you're using one of the email marketing platforms, that's going to be automatic. And automate your emails. Automate a welcome email. If you're doing birthday or anniversary, automate that. If you want to do a drip campaign where they get the welcome newsletter, they get an offer, they get a second offer, they get a invitation to an event, you can automate all of these things, and that saves you time. So some best practices, this is general, so test this with your audience, but emails sent at about 11 a.m. work best. Tuesdays are the best days for email. Fewer images are better. If you chalk your newsletter full of a lot of images, it can be very slow to load and people get bored and go on. Plain text emails tend to work better than those with tons of images. And Thursdays have the second highest level of engagement, with the weekend following third. So, but test this. So, send out your first newsletter on Tuesday at 11. Send out your next one, try a different day or a different time and see what works best with your audience. We'll get to that in a second. So this is an example of Sked's newsletter. We've got 3 big headings. And then if you want more information, you can click to read the article. But in the email newsletter, it's pretty short and sweet. We cover a better community, a better workforce, and a better economy. 1 article for each. And then we've got 2 linked articles per heading. And then we do something funny to close. So this is a parrot photobombing a traffic camera in Brazil. It has nothing to do with anything that we do. It's not even in the right country. But it's funny. It makes people laugh. Sometimes we'll highlight a musician or something like that. Just be creative. The thing that I love best about email marketing is the fact that it is traceable. So I can see exactly how many people I'm sending stuff to. I can see exactly how many people opened it, clicked, how many it bounced, how many unsubscribed. And then if I click those numbers, that 354, it will show me a list of the actual people that opened the email. So I can see who is most engaged with my business and is most interested in what I'm sending. I can see who's bounced and I can see who's unsubscribed. If you're getting a lot of unsubscribed, maybe we need to scale back how many emails we're sending. Maybe somebody moved. Maybe it could be 100 different reasons why they unsubscribed. But pay attention to those. Then you can see which links were getting the most clicks. So funding to assist something got 14 clicks. A Facebook link got 12. Pay attention to what is resonating with your audience, what links they're clicking, and try to replicate that. Do more of what works. Email marketing is something that takes some effort. It's not easy. At the end of this slideshow, I'm going to give you a tool that will make writing your email marketing emails easier. I struggle with trying to say things in a way that makes sense, that's concise, that isn't rambling, that doesn't sound silly. So this is a tool that has helped me immensely when I'm trying to come up with an ad or a Facebook post or a script for something or an email newsletter. So if you've got a website, that's awesome. Websites, used to Facebook was enough. If you just want a super basic, simple website, you can create that with your Google business listing. So it's really easy to do. It'll take all the information from your Google business listing and it will give you about 6 choices on colors and it will make you a website. You can then buy a domain if you want to. It's strictly informational, which is absolutely fine. So if you want to go that route, that's a cheap, easy way to get a website. You can also use Wix, you can use WordPress, you can use GoDaddy. There's about 100 different website builders. And when I started building websites back in 99, everything was coded and it was complicated and it was hard. Now it's drag and drop. If you can build a Facebook page, you can absolutely build a website. But tell your story. Tell your story in video if at all possible. But tell people who you are, why you do what you do, and why it's important to you. People are afraid to toot their own horn. Don't be. People want to know your why. Tell them. Make sure you have a sensible web address. Obviously, words that are really hard to spell, words, web addresses that are really long. Make sure you write your web address down on paper and look at it before you buy it. Sometimes when you're putting a bunch of words together, other words become visible. Just make sure it makes sense for your business. Make sure your contact information is in there. Customer testimonials are great. If you can get them in video format, even better. Have a clear call to action. Know what you want your people to do on your website. Make sure you've got a secure hosting plan and an SSL certificate. Secure socket layer is what SSL stands for. And that is a certificate that encrypts your website to make sure that bad actors can't get in and steal your customers' information. And the way to tell if a website has a SSL certificate is it will start with HTTPS : / or you'll see this lock up here next to the web address, the URL. If it's got the lock, you can click on that lock and then you can see connection is secure. You can see how many cookies this website's using, and you can learn more about, you can click on this right here and you can learn more about their SSL certificate, when it was issued, when it expires, all of these things. This helps people feel more confident that you're a legit business. I would never, ever, ever, ever put any kind of personal information, let alone a credit card, in a website that was not secure. So pay attention to that. Most browsers, Wix, GoDaddy, they're going to offer the SSL certificate for free. Sometimes if you need something even more advanced, you may have to pay for it. If you're a lending institution and you have tons of personally identifiable information, you're going to have to go a step farther. But for 90% of businesses, this works just fine. Other thing that your website needs to include is a privacy policy and terms and conditions. We also have an accessibility policy on Sked's website. It's pretty short and sweet. At the bottom of every page, we've got this copyright and we've got accessibility, privacy, and terms. Those are all clickable links that will open up all of those policies. Those policies are important because they are required in certain countries. Even if you're not doing business in the European Union, you have to follow the GDPR rules, which is General Data Protection Regulations. Even though you're not selling to anybody in the European Union, your folks, citizens in the European Union have access to your website. So we got to play by their rules, which seems silly, but we do. It's coming to the United States. It's just taking a little bit longer. So make sure that you've got a privacy policy, terms and conditions telling people what they can and can't do on your website. And take a look at our accessibility policy and decide whether or not that's something you need. But you can get on a number of the different law websites where you can make a will or things like that. The name is escaping me at the moment, and you can create a privacy policy. You can look at other people's privacy policies and make it fit your needs. I'll leave that up to you, but all of those options are out there. Other thing you need to do is make sure you've got a logo and a favicon. So what a favicon is this little Sked triangle, the Instagram circle, the Canva circle, and this is the Google Maps pin. So you get to design these and you get to put these on your website, and these show up in the search bar up at the top to help identify your website. So make sure you got your favicon set up. Make sure you got your color scheme. So Sked, obviously dark blue, and then we've got these 3 shades of yellow and orange. And then you'll notice that these buttons down here are the same colors as our little orange triangle thing. So make sure you got a color scheme that works. There's a lot of different options for graphic design. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But Google Analytics is something that if you have a website, you need to be utilizing Google Analytics. It helps you understand how your users are finding your website, what they're doing on your website, where they're coming from, and when they are on your site. It's free. It needs to be on your site if you have a website. So on the dashboard, you can see information like, when our users are on there. For this example, March 29th and 30th, we had a pretty big spike. So I'm going to want to find out what happened on those days that caused a spike on our website visits. Also over here, you can see how many people have been on your website in the last 30 minutes. It's just kind of cool to see real-time stuff when there are people on there. There weren't today when I took that screenshot, but then if you drill down a little bit more, you can see organic social. So we had a huge spike right here in organic social. So this is where the traffic was coming from. So from either, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, somewhere in there was sending people to our website. So what happened on those days that really created that jump, and how do we replicate it, more importantly? So if I go to my Facebook insights, I'm going to start there. And if I look down through here, I can see that the second from the bottom is a huge number compared to these other numbers. So this is a post that we made about a loan client, and they have an awesome social media reach. So when we put their information out and tagged them, then it got shared 27. Well, it got shared how many times? I can't see because I got my pictures over. It got shared 23 times. So it got in front of 23 new audiences that we didn't have before, which is what led to that giant spike in website traffic. So theoretically, there are that many more people that are now aware of who Sked is and that we help small businesses, which is what we want. This is all organic. We didn't pay for any of this. So if you click on that, you can drill down a little bit more and see our reach, reactions, comments, and shares and results. And then there's this little slider bar that shows you if it's the worst post you've ever done or the best post you've ever done and where it falls in between. And this is one of the best across the board. So find those things that really, really, really work, and let's keep doing them. That's the goal. All right, another really cool tool is hotjar.com. This is a free tool that you can add to your website. This is one of the cookies that are on the back on one of those 20 cookies. This is a heat map. This shows me that when people come to our website, what they are looking at. So they are clicking on business loans. They're clicking on about us. They're looking at our annual report. One person clicked on LinkedIn here. These icons don't get used a lot. Contact, news, events, annual report, training. And then some people are just randomly clicking, looking for Easter eggs or something. I'm not sure. This is a great tool to understand what your users are doing with your website. And I'm going to show you one other super cool tool, and hopefully this will load pretty quickly. Yeah, maybe. All right, I might have to send that out, but whoops. So what that was is it's a recording of somebody physically on our website. They were on our website, and you can see their mouse movement, and you can see where they go to and where they click. Most people, their mouse follows their eyes. So if you're having trouble understanding if your website is working for your customers, if you install Hotjar, you can see what they're doing. So you can see if they're going to where you want them to go. Are they getting to the page that you ultimately want them to get to? You can see this. Business loans is really our goal. That's where we want our customers to go to. Now it's the third best clicked place on our website, which is good. So, but I need financing takes you to the exact same place as business loans. So you can add those two together to see if it's working. Understanding what your customers are doing on your website is invaluable information that gives you the ability to make your website that much better. Maybe. There we go. All right. So I got a couple of free tools for you. Canva is a graphic design tool it's drag and drop. It's so much easier than Photoshop. There's almost zero learning curve. You can make things sized perfectly for your website, for your business cards, for your flyers, for your hang tags, for your Facebook page, for your Instagram, for everything. If you're not using Canva, use Canva. It's free. It's easy to use. There's a paid version. Most businesses don't need it. TinyWow is what I was talking about that helps me write better. So TinyWow is a PDF, video, image, and writing online tool that solves a lot of problems. But they've got a AI content improver, and I'll type something and I'll copy it and I'll paste it into the content improver, and it makes me sound smart, like I can write, and I'm more confident when I send things out after it's gone through there. So check that out. We've already talked about Moz and making sure that your information is correct online. And Hotjar is what we just went over. So Hotjar is that ability to monitor what actions your visitors are taking on your website. So in closing, must-haves for your business: your Google business listing, your Facebook and Instagram page, your website, email marketing, and then monitor everything with analytics. That is key. If what you're doing isn't working, look at your analytics and find out where you're falling through the cracks. Test things, try new things, and see if you can figure out what can you do differently, and what are the results of that. Do those results then lead to better posts, better reach, better engagement? And if they do, keep doing more of that. So keep trying something until you find something that works. That is all I have.
Thank you so much, Amanda. We've got a few questions in the chat, and if anybody else wants to drop some more, we can get those answered for you. I think the first questions, let's see. Someone was asking for the Moz site, and we did drop that in the chat, but someone said they'd love to know more how you install Hotjar on a website.
So it's really pretty easy. It's a little bit of code, and if you're using Wix, there's a place where you can put it in the Wix. Hotjar has some very detailed instructions on their page that help you walk you through the process. Adding things to the back end of websites, Google Analytics is the same way. It's so much easier now than it used to be. So, they'll walk you through step by step. If you have any problems, you're welcome to reach out to me and I'll help you further. But I have no doubt that you can do it based on their instructions.
Any other questions?
Let's see here.
Here's one. What's your number one tip for someone who is just getting started on Facebook?
Consistency. Pick how often you're going to do certain things and stay consistent. It's super easy to get overwhelmed and to feel like what you're doing is not working. But again, we're looking for those small wins. We're looking for those base hits. We're not looking for home runs. So if you're getting any kind of interaction, likes, comments, shares, that's a win. And keep doing more of it, and you will build your audience up and you will continue to get more. So people, this is a marathon, and it takes a long time to build up a really strong audience. So consistency is the thing that I recommend the most. Do things, if obviously post pictures of your flowers, but if you've got animals on your farm, everybody loves animals, especially baby animals. Post pictures of baby animals. Post pictures of things that your audience can really, really like, can engage with and enjoy. I see Angie's question. Yeah, so that's been a bit of a nightmare. It is almost ready to go, Angie. So Be Boss Online, and I've got it on a platform, but it's just a very difficult platform. So I'm moving it over to another platform, and it's not gone as I hoped it would. Just like everything, I mean, me doing this stuff is hard, just like it is for you guys. Things take longer than they should. It's frustrating, but it is what it is, and I am working really hard, Angie. I promise to try to get it up and going.
I think I missed a question. Someone asked, what email platforms do you recommend?
Currently I use MailChimp. I've been pretty pleased with them. Constant Contact is another option that I've used a lot, and Constant Contact's a little bit more expensive. It does have a little bit more functionality, especially if you're doing events. There's a great event registration page on Constant Contact that is not available on MailChimp. So if you need event registration, take a really serious look at Constant Contact. MailChimp is great if you're just trying to send out emails. You can tag, you can put people in different categories. I use geographic to kind of segment my audience. So if I'm doing a class in Pikeville, I don't need to let folks in Russell Springs know about it. So I try to break my audience up geographically to make sure I'm showing the right people the right things.
We've had a few more pop in the chat.
Yep.
Someone asked, are business loans available to farmers?
They are. And everything, just like any kind of loan, it's a case by case basis. And to say yes, absolutely, or no, they're not, I can't. So it's, depending on what you're trying to do. Are you looking to buy a piece of equipment? Pieces of equipment are a little bit easier than inventory stuff. So, we can, yes, absolutely contact us.
And a couple people have mentioned Flowdesk when you were talking about the emails.
Okay. I've not used Flowdesk. Nice. I'll have to check that one out. That one's a new one for me.
And then do you know of any MailChimp for Dummies sort of thing? I find the marketing language of MailChimp to be challenging.
Yeah. And yes, I do have an email marketing for dummies class, and just like Angie said, if I had BBoss up and running to where I could easily send you the link, I would certainly do that. Dakota, can you get Joan's email address, or do you have Joan's email address that you can send me, and I will send her something?
Yeah, Joan, if you want to message me, she just dropped it in the chat.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Thank you. Let me write that down.
Any last minute questions before we hop off? I don't think so. So thank you so much, Amanda, for this wonderful presentation.
Thank you, guys.
And someone had asked earlier if it will be recorded, and it is being recorded, and it should be emailed to you in the next few days. It'll also just be housed on the Kentucky or the University of Kentucky Center for Crop Diversification YouTube.
Awesome. And if anybody has further questions that they think of down the road, I'm always available. Reach out to me. Call, text, email. I had my contact information there at the end of the slideshow. Dakota, if it's helpful, I can send you the slides. More than happy to share those. So,
yeah, that'd be great. And we can get that out to people as well.
I will do that.
Yes, and we just dropped the reminder for the next webinar on the 24th about farm layout and design.
I really appreciate everybody listening, and if I can ever help, I'm here.